So you've heard about the Fantastic Four, and tonight you get the Power Hour Four. You see, we have guests on this show because we think it's fun. It's entertaining to us, but we could always just do this ourselves. And, it was brought to my attention that maybe we ought to do one. And with all the things that happened over this weekend, this is a great time to do the first ever Power Hour 4. I'm Steve. I am joined, as always, by the icon, the urban sensation, C. Red. Hello, Red.
What up?
We, of course, are joined by the lovely and talented and vicious Cactus Rack. Hello, Cactus.
Hi.
We've got a lot of Cactus Rack content tonight, so we'll get to her in a little bit. And then, of course, shown in photograph with Flat Top Dave, one of the outstanding officials in the pro wrestling area, is none other than the real deal Rion Skills information liaison to IPW, and he had a busy weekend with the Nightmare on Chicago, which I'm sure he and Red will talk about at length tonight. So welcome into the first ever Power Hour 4. First time there's ever been four of us by ourselves. Red and I have done it a couple of times before, but Rion and Cactus bring a whole new dimension to this show that, quite frankly, is a breath of fresh air. So we're glad to have you all on board tonight. And
damn, so what am I, stank breath?
What?
So what am I, stank breath?
No, I know. What are you talking about? I said
you said Rion and Cactus were a breath of fresh air.
We were. It just made our show better. It's nothing to do with. I mean, you do have stanky breath, but it's not got nothing to do with it. You got to stop with the sticks, then your breath will improve.
That ain't gonna happen.
I know it ain't gonna happen. So
you ain't gotta kiss me.
Well, hey, it's 2022. Anything can happen. What a busy weekend it was. Lots of stuff going on. Got a busy weekend coming up this weekend as well. It always seems like the Halloween time is a busy wrestling and or roller derby time, doesn't it, kids?
Mm-hmm. Very busy.
I know for me, what the hell is my computer doing? This is all the season always. I don't know why. Okay, it's cleaning files. All right.
Hygiene is good.
Hey, having my computer moves fast. Like right starting at September, things always seem to get hectic, and everybody starts running shows again, back to 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 back. So it's a fun time, but it is hectic, very hectic. So, I mean, I ain't stopped yet. So
I don't think you'll ever stop on purpose. I saw you with Chris Classic doing a little C3 podcast activity. I thought that was very entertaining.
Oh, that's always classic. And I got to jump in somewhere. And he mentioned it was really was wrestling a joke, and he started, not a joke in the regular sense, but just certain things. And he brought up Primo, that he's a hot commodity right now with spinning pizza dough, and
very big gimmick. Everybody talks about that guy.
Yeah, but the thing was, can he actually wrestle? And I didn't know until I saw him when he appeared at Dreamwave. And the guy's good. The guy's talented. He can wrestle, but his gimmick was getting him over right now. So you can't knock that, So, yeah, I always like to get on and,
You were talking about promoters.
We talk about everything.
Promoters and talent, following instruction, following storylines and things of that nature. And I thought it was very interesting because I work a lot of places where there's a strong disconnect oftentimes between promoters and talent. And it's you can see it in the product. So I found that to be very interesting.
Well, that's one of the frustrating parts as a talent. When you don't know what you're doing from show to show is frustrating, and you want to be able to give it your all. You know, and it's kind of hard to give it your all when you don't know what your character, what they have envisioned for your character or your group or what have you, is frustrating. Okay, we're playing with Star Wars, man.
I
haven't even gotten the gimmick out yet, and he couldn't help it because he need to play with all the shit.
it's been a year. It's been a minute since Admiral Akbar and I have shared space, and Rion's dumping all sorts of action figures on the table. That's never happened before. So immediately I went to It's a Trap.
So I really
Cactus is barely tolerating us at this point, I think.
I know, but even with that,
Barely tolerating you, Steve.
wow. Okay, so Cactus, with that being said, what happened Saturday at the roller derby? First of all, I've never seen a big ass Deadpool. Like, it looked like he died 5 times and all came back as
all
one.
right. So let me explain Deadpool. As I explained to the people that were wise enough to experience roller derby on Saturday, we all know that in the MCU, the multiverse is real. And there are different versions of Deadpool. You know, there's the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, and then there's the Deadpool that has a Whopper addiction. So you got Earth 218 on Saturday, Whopper Deadpool. So I did the best I could with what I had.
First of all, Steve, I want you to know that it's all love, but if you open the door, I'm walking in.
I'm just gonna take
we're clear.
lumps because I know better. But go ahead.
Okay. And I would love to tell you what happened Saturday, but the problem is that because I was in the bout, I don't remember a lot of it. So, Steve, I'm gonna need some leading questions.
Okay. Now, we'll start with roller derby because it's a great place to start because it was magnificent. I'm going to recount what was a magic evening because that's what it was. It was a great crowd. It was a great bout, though shrouded in controversy at the end. Some shenanigans happened, and like I said, we've always had our suspicions in the NFL and in the major leagues. Are the umpires, are the referees, is there something going on behind the scenes? You get these calls that come kind of randomly. So I had some issues with some of the referee rulings that landed certain superstars in the sin bin.
And which rulings would those be?
Well, Ms. Quinn, your polar opposite, committed egregious actions and deserved her time in the sin bin.
Yes.
Ms. Boss is a walking sin bin unto herself. If she's skating around the ring, there are violations that happen anytime she gets into contact with anybody. But
yeah, you should see the bruises she left on me.
Yeah, Boss Ivy, that's a problem child. As time has gone on, as I've started to work at roller derby, there are certain performers that I see as people on social media. I'm not a guy that goes out and requests your friendship. I usually, if you want me to be involved in your life, usually people come to me and I'm happy to have as many people on board. So I don't like to go out there and be, the person, hey, you want to be my friend? But as roller derby goes, I certainly want to be a source of promotion for what I believe is one of the great products out there right now. I believe there should be more of a big deal made about it because for what they do, for what they charge, for the experience you get, I don't think there's a better value in entertainment than on a Saturday night at Homewood at the Auditorium. And, with the way the roller derby ended this past Saturday, it was like everybody got Yahtzee and got a bonus jam. So it was a very exciting, very action-packed, lots of violence, lots of fighting, lots of animosity. And those girls killed themselves to the delight of the crowd. So it was a great night. And I want to promote this like I would anything I'm associated with. So the more people that are in the roller derby that I know, I can tag them in certain things, when it's appropriate. So, I've seen, T-Bird. I said, hey, I'll be T-Bird's friend. And she responded favorably, which was lovely. Marley Quinn, guest on the show last week, asked for her friendship. She was kind enough. So I'm able to tag certain people in certain things. Came across the person that is, or it was Boss Ivy on this particular show. And I was like, she's maybe she'll kick my ass. I don't need that because I'm sitting right next to the sin bin. So I don't need that. But yeah, very violent. And of course, her and Cactus got into it, and we'll talk about that too. You're going to call a timeout now?
Well, you know what? I'll save it. I just had a question for you.
You don't need to ask Cactus.
Well, that's what I was getting at, was that Red asked her how was her Saturday night, and she said to lead in with questions. And I haven't heard a question yet. I was trying to figure out who was doing what.
I'm framing because she's going to launch on me at some point. So I'm just kind of framing.
Okay, that's on me.
I'm framing the evening because to me, from where I stood, it was a night of magic entertainment in which everybody was amazing.
That's on me. I'm back to eating. That's on me.
And now you've made me lose my train of thought because I had a destination in mind. I wasn't rambling. You interrupted me, and now I'm going to have to get back on track.
You were talking about the fact that Boss Ivy and I got into it, and you're going somewhere from there.
Okay, yes, that's exactly what I was doing. My first lead-in question to Cactus Rack stems on that commentary. Despite the shenanigans of the officials, you yourself even spending a few moments unjustifiably in the sin bin, despite the chicanery, you have to be happy as a knockout, even though the Retro Rumblers weren't victorious and won't have the opportunity to defend their title. You have to be happy with the overall tone. The show was absolutely amazing.
Yes, it was. However, I'm not there for amazing. I'm there to win. So I'm not pleased.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm not pleased. I don't want to cast aspersions on anybody, but we've had some but some point issues a couple times this season where suddenly the scores got reversed. And it always seems to be in the other team's favor. That's all I'm going to say.
I called it out immediately. When I saw a foul, when I smelled a rat, I was all over do unto others, or what was his name? You know what? I think it was do unto other. I saved the sheets so I can actually get Upton. Oh, good is his name. Upton. That's not a real name.
No.
Unless you're Justin Upton or one of the Upton brothers that plays baseball, there's nobody with the first name Upton, right, Red?
What you asking me for? I mean, it's possible. I mean,
I also fell into the trap that I lumped all hunky bearded men into one category. So I just kept calling everybody Judgment Dave because I think that's one of the great names in roller derby.
Oh, you think he's hunky?
I think that the bearded officials are hunky.
Do I have to warn Dina Discipline?
I don't know who that is.
You're coming for her husband? I
am not coming for a husband. I am merely saying that I typecast all the bearded men as Judgment
Day. As hunky.
Wow, the things that come out.
Yeah. I'm telling you, roller derby, like it's in the bylaws that you have to be queer. So Steve, I'm sorry.
Whatever flies here. Last week you guys just fucking railed me for 2 hours. So last week, I'm like, okay, great. Right. And then Cactus comes out on social media and says, I am going to yell at you. So you guys talk, man. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. You guys go. Rian, ask some questions. Call a timeout. That'll be your first.
So for those of you that didn't see this last week, what took place was that the knockouts came on here and more or less took over everything that took place ever in life. And by saying this, the scenario that he had to deal with, and he being Steve, was that you cannot be an agent of chaos when the chaos has been taken away from you. And what happened?
Oh, is that it?
What happened was
Are you feeling bitter, Steve, because you found that we are,
like the one thing
we are the chaos?
That's the one thing that he has, that he really enjoys being the one that constructs a certain aspect of entertainment. So when you can't control,
And then I crack an Arby's beef sandwich joke, and he realizes
you can't, like, you can only do so much.
we've
It's
been
one
holding
thing
back.
constructing certain things in a conversation format. It's another thing when you're trying to construct an entertainment format. That's the one thing that I've watched as this has played out, and it was amazing to me watching Steve try to get back control so he can create said chaos amongst other people, only for it to be thrown back at him inadvertently, and he couldn't handle it. It was, I don't want to say it was a matter of ad lib, but it wasn't ad lib. It was just people reading the room. It was the first time I had ever seen it happen in a Zoom setting to where there was no control over anything. He could only do so much. All the notes, all the preparing, all of the things that he had in his brain, all the construction that took place in his brain went out the window once actual chaos-inducing scenarios got put in front of him. That is what happened last week. I don't know what's happening this week. I'm just watching it as it plays out.
Well, he's clearly feeling some kind of way.
Which he shouldn't, because I think we had all good weekends. I think.
Was magic. Red didn't have a good weekend?
Okay.
Red.
Focus on Cactus. Oh, wait. Focus on Cactus. Focus wherever she's at. I don't know where.
I'm around.
Wherever Cactus is. Let's finish that part first.
So it was the horrific haunters and the retro rumblers. We got to have a couple of rumblers on the show last week, Cactus included, and one haunter. And the haunters, in a very disputed fashion, came out with the win, even though the scoring was, shall we say, a little questionable. Cactus, how does that sit with Team Retro Rumblers? I mean, you guys were trying to defend your title. It looked like you were headed to the finals in November to defend your title. And then things happened and it didn't work out. I've never had a championship in my life. I don't know how this feels.
It doesn't sit well because it seems like some people get a pass to do things that others don't. And I don't really know what the hierarchy is with the referees and how it connects to it. But I will say that a lot of rumblers got called for things that the haunters did more blatantly and did not get called for. And I will say that on multiple occasions, I noticed them being given points that they didn't get. So
as did I. And when I called them on it, the officiating staff collectively flipped me off.
You gotta be like
that one girl official
right in there. I'm a shithead. I will right in there and be like, nope, we're gonna talk about this. So
I could just imagine if that happened at any other sporting event, to where someone questions a call and the officials in unison was just like, that's nuts to me. That is a nuts concept.
That one girl official was just violent with her aggressive finger point. She wasn't pointing fingers. She was pointing a finger right at me, right through my soul.
Was it Maggie?
I'm not, see, there's the names. I'm not sure if it was Minx or Spank Girl or Peppermint Batty. I don't think it was Peppermint Batty. She was pretty chill.
Peppermint Batty is the fight ref. But yeah,
She was angry. She was an angry official. And she was angry at me
but yeah,
because I called her on her bullshit.
So let me say that these are things that I have spoken out about in the past and been dismissed. I don't know. There's like some sort of conspiracy wherever Marley goes. She gets away with shit. So what I got called for, and put in the sin bin for this bout, she did blatantly to me at the last bout. Nothing. The only time they call her is when she starts a fight.
Yes, and she didn't
go. They have to
twice. They played it off. See, that's what's the greatest conspiracy people do. That's what they do. They will put themselves in public situations. So you think, oh, well, there she is. You say that we're conspiring against her, but we put her in the sin bin. They did it selectively. So there is something going on here. I mean, this is right out of the X-Files, and I've seen all of them, and I am going to Fox Mulder the shit out of this coming up in November. The truth is out there. I will find it.
You better get a tally sheet and start tallying points.
They think they just signed a commentator.
I think that's exactly what they signed.
There's more happening here.
You don't have to be a detective. You can just
they've signed Steve, Agent of Chaos. All right, let's get into the meat of the bout. Ask me smart questions.
Ask you smart questions as opposed to the stupid one. That's what's happening here.
No, I said some more.
Oh, I thought you said smart.
I said some more questions.
I will ask you.
Don't look to be offended.
I'm offended. Okay. So. I'm taking that right away from you.
How far are you going to go with this?
I'm going to take that right away. You're going to sit and eat that chili, and you're going to pay attention.
This is not the day. You better focus. Focus. Focus.
I am not being switched out of town this time.
There's no switches here.
This is the Power Hour 4.
Yeah,
Represent.
Four. I'm good. You're talking to Cactus. Don't fucking worry about me. Focus on her. You got other people. I'm good. Focus. Right there. Focus.
That's how that shit happened last week. What you made a fight, or you had a fight with Harley Quinn, and you made Marche Rocket proud because you were engaging in full-on Marche Rocket inspired chops.
With my wrist guards on,
because they were loud. And like I said, when in the Christmas time, when a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
Someone
gets chopped. Marche Rocket's
to wrestle, right?
What now?
I trained, right?
I know you trained, but those were very impressive, and I know it was a while back that you trained, so it was very impressive.
I trained at SCW, so I learned there, and then I don't know if you've ever heard Andy give someone a chop, but it's listening and watching what people do when they do chops. And I'm not going to sit here and call someone else's chops pathetic if I can't nail a pretty good chop of my own. So
and you chopped, and then the other person in question tried to chop, and it just wasn't working.
No.
We're not going to name names, but there's
Marley.
Rhymes with Harley. Anyway, back to the conspiracy briefly before we go into the next question. I was being told to be quiet by my partner Mouthpiece. He's like, shh, don't get on the refs. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot to dig. I'm digging into this. I'm going to find the truth.
So I'm gonna break kayfabe here for a second.
Oh boy, I fucked up again.
I gotta teach you some stuff. So in WIFTDA, no, you don't start with the refs in WIFTDA, which is the regulation form of roller derby. I have put a ref in a camel clutch. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not going to put a camel clutch on, but I'm going to call them on their bullshit.
Call them on their bullshit. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I got into Goat's face at the bout today. Saturday. I told him it was his fault that the points were all fucked up. So
there's a lot of this.
Call them on their shit.
There's a lot of this. It's these hand gestures. I don't get the hand and the lady that's doing the scorekeeping. It's like, but it's random. I know it's the points. There needs to be a system. That's not a good system. I think the Retro Rumblers lost an opportunity to go to the championship because of bad finger gestures. Is that a 1 or a 2 or a 4? We don't know. But anyway, a lot of people, a lot of the knockouts really, really showed up and showed out. There were so many. It's the second time around for me. So, some people that I saw the first time around, I was seeing again, and the individual styles are really starting. I think that's what's really interesting for me. Like La Bruja, I said that wrong. La Bruja.
Oh, La what?
La Bruja.
La Bruja. Yes.
Am I pronouncing that? Because I don't want to mispronounce it. I don't want to get in more trouble because
La Bruja.
Plenty of trouble happening. I thought I recognized her and remembered her from the last bout, and I thought she was amazing. We gave the award for what was the award? I can't remember the name of it. That Mouthpiece called it. It was the non-sin. There's a award for who gets put in the sin bin the most, and of course your friend Marley got that one. But most creative, we gave it to Beat Her Juice because she was. What an amazing performance. I know it's against it was for the team that you fought, and I get that, but I thought she was very impressive. Speak about that.
Speak about what?
How impressed. I mean, she skated very nicely, very well, and she didn't get into fights.
She skated very well. She is a seasoned bank track skater. So she is a bit more dynamic than others. I think she made a bad choice in team, but that's just me. So, but yeah, she's a very dynamic skater. It's hard to keep her back because she is capable to do something we call the apex jump, which is very difficult for most jammers to do. It's the inside of the track, and it's because you're not supposed to cut the track. So if the blocker has pushed you over too close to the line, if they knock you out, then you have to cycle back. But if you can apex jump, you can literally jump around that skater and jump from one side of the track to the other side of the track. And she can do that. And kudos to her. So yes, she is an amazing skater. I would like her to rethink her alliances. But that's all I'll say about that.
It was my first time seeing the Retro Rumblers, and you have a stacked team. I mean, there are phenomenal talents. I thought Loretta Sin was a very powerful skater. I thought obviously Crimson Vixen had a great bout. You were sensational as well. Sugar Smacks is more than just a breakfast cereal. I thought she was a pretty good performer. So
yes, Sugar Smacks is amazing.
She was on fire.
Puts that face
out
red.
Of a cannon. So I thought that was pretty cool. T-Bird, I thought was a very entertaining performer. I know our good friend John G was very fond of her. He was there live reporting, so he's going to do a whole column about the Chicago knockouts. He's he was very, very impressed. I talked to him for a half hour after the show was over, and he was just gushing with praise for how amazing it was. And, we had friends there that came in and they were amazed by it. And, I was talking with Crimson Vixen afterwards, and she, was thanking me for my efforts, and I appreciate that certainly. But it's easy and fun for me because I feel like I got in on the ground floor of something that's going to explode and be something absolutely incredible. There are things in the works with the knockouts that are pretty impressive, but all that is 2023. Cactus, how do you see the November event and the championship going? You've got the Horrific Haunters that, whether fairly or not, they got the victory. So they're going there against the Comic Book Crushers. What do you see?
No, wait, who did you say was going up against the Crushers?
It's the Horrific Haunters.
Oh, that's a problem.
Because the Horrific Haunters won this match.
Are you sure? Hold on.
I thought I was pretty sure. The Crushers beat the Punishers in September, and the Haunters beat the Rumblers on Saturday. So that would mean the Crushers take on the Haunters in November.
I could have sworn that I shared the
Golden Skate.
Could have sworn that I shared. Oh yeah, that's a problem.
My notes suck apparently.
No, you're right. The problem is that we each play for two teams.
Gotta make a choice.
I'm not on either one of those teams.
Again, gotta make a choice.
So now what do you do?
I don't know. We'll see. I did used to be a Haunter and a Crusher way back in the beginning of roller derby. I skated for the comic book, of knockouts. I skated for the Comic Book Crushers as Russian Blue, who was a Russian KGB vigilante. And I skated.
We heard Crimson Vixen talk about Russian Blue.
You've heard her talk about Russian Blue?
I have.
Yeah, that was the first incarnation of my roller derby life. And then I skated for the Horrific Haunters as Sedusa. So
if somebody is injured or can't make it, does Sedusa come out or does Russian Blue come out?
That is a good question. I think Russian Blue is what meshed with the fans the most. She kind of was the breakout star of CKO. But I think I felt more at home as Sedusa. So it depends on a lot of things. It depends on how the teams are broken up.
Where does Marley Quinn end up in this? Because she was a Crusher in September and she was a Haunter in October.
I feel like she's going to end up being
her home team is Comic Book Crusher, so she'll be a Comic Book Crusher.
Last week, she said that last week. She was pretty clear on that.
My apologies. I made a mistake. Won't be the first one. Clearly won't be the last one. So as it stands right now, you don't have a team to play on in November, at least at the moment.
No.
But that could change.
That could change.
The highest bidder, I'm thinking. Because who wouldn't
whatever
want
team Marley's not on?
Team?
What's that?
Who wouldn't want someone capable of those chops on their team?
Probably the Haunters.
But could you?
I mean, it's funny. I have not been on the Haunters for 2 years, and to this day, I accidentally wear green. I accidentally say I'm a Haunter. I accidentally fill out the Haunter stuff in the Discord. So I don't know. We'll see.
I have one more question.
Just one, because you haven't asked me about any of the fights.
I have 3 more questions.
Okay. I think we're putting Red to sleep, so we got to get to something interesting soon.
Red can jump in any time, but he's just letting me hang. He's just letting me hang here. That's all right.
He wasn't there. He's listening to the information just like everyone else.
Don't help me.
I'm just saying. There have been quite a few statements made, and the names.
He's been listening.
It's all interesting. Trust me. It's interesting.
We're gonna get to the Nightmare on Chicago Street. I know you'll have plenty to say about that.
I will send you some footage of both Sedusa and Russian Blue, and you can help me decide which team I'm gonna go to.
You send that to me as well?
And I'm gonna send it in the group chat.
Okay,
It's
cool.
going in the GC.
The GC.
All right. All right. Go ahead with your questions.
Question number one. How, if you do end up on the Haunters or the Crushers and somehow you end up as teammate to Marley Quinn, how does that work?
I can be a professional. I don't know if Marley has it in her to be a professional. Like I said, I'm there to win. I'm not there for the experience. I'm not there for the ambiance. I'm there because I want to win. So she can do whatever she feels like doing, but it's not going to change my mindset or how I play.
All right, so let's talk about the skirmishes that occurred. There were 3 that I was able to see, not counting the halftime scavenger hunt, which, you know, is very aggressive.
Yes, it is.
But the prizes were amazing this time.
Yes, they were. I don't even have one of those blankets.
Those blankets are amazing.
Crimson, if you're watching this, I want one of those blankets, please and thank you.
I don't think Crimson watches this. She's very nice, but I don't
Yes,
think
she does. She said last week that she watches all of them. Do you not listen?
Hear shit last week.
I
She was
must-
very clear on that.
maybe I was too busy getting my ass kicked, but that's okay. So there were many skirmishes, and obviously you were in one of them that was literally right in front of me, literally like millimeters from where, and that's why the chops echoed. Talk a little bit about the violence that occurred in August when I was there. There was a few little situations, but this was full on gang violence.
Yes. What would you like me to speak on? Where would you like me to start?
At the end, it was Crimson Vixen, and I believe it was like a boss that got into it. Or I could be wrong about that. Somebody confiscated a sheet that I had my notes on. I mean, I didn't get it back.
Yes, it was Vixen and Boss. I mean, it was expected. They're very competitive with each other. They're jammers of the same caliber. They kind of can't outpace the other. And so,
Saying that at the practice.
you know, it happens. You get frustrated. Boss is a little more hot-headed, and Boss threw Crimson into some chairs.
That's fair. That happened. That's real.
Yeah.
Boss is a bad seed.
Just a quick question. There were chairs on the track.
Well,
no, she threw her into our bench, and our bench
Okay,
is
I was
the metal
visualizing.
chairs that are set up. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah. And threw her in so hard that 4 of the chairs closed up. So
it was like that time. It was like that time Jared Priest threw Windy City AC into the chairs. Remember that?
I do. No one else does, but I do.
I remember. Red don't remember. Then there was your fight, and there were 4 people. I mean, yours was like a car crash. It was like there were many in. It was you and Marley. Was Boss in that one too?
Boss tried to be in that one. I did not allow Boss to be in that one.
There it is. The great
Boss got a headlock takedown from me. So
Nice.
Boss tried it.
Boss did try it. Boss was in the sin bin
Yes.
a few times, that's for sure.
And what I
That's
want to say about that fight is that fight only happened because Marley is a bully and Marley got arrogant. And Marley turned her back on me, which she should never have done.
It was rough.
I mean, I don't even think I hit her hard enough for her to slam face down onto the floor, but apparently I did. And then T-Bird jumped in rightfully because Marley had just thrown her into the stage for no reason. And then Boss wants to come running over because Marley's rightfully getting her ass kicked. And I said, you know what? No, get on the floor where you belong.
Cactus Rack was dispensing hard justice all over the place.
I would have loved to have seen that. I would have loved to have seen that.
There's probably video footage of it. So we have a videographer now. So I've got bruises in my arm from where Boss was gripping my arm trying to get away from me. Nope.
The videographer was skating around on this board and it was amazing.
The hoverboard, I love that thing.
Yeah, it was great. I can't wait to see the footage.
I love that thing.
What about the final? There was another fight. I can't remember the part. I think
it was Loretta and Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Okay, it was Beater and Loretta, just violent girl, very, very strong girl. And
yeah,
Juice thought she was going to
Hot Rod almost got kicked in the face by Beetlejuice.
What? Say it again.
And I'm not gonna lie. When Hot Rod pulled me off of Boss, I did attempt to kick him in the back of the knee with my skate. So I'm just saying, when I'm in the zone, leave me alone.
Hot Rod was in peril many times at this show.
He was about to be a cutlass, is what he was about to be.
That's fair. I said it in a post, and I'll say it again tonight. It was action-packed from the minute it started until the minute it ended. And the ending, if it was a wrestling finish, I would call it a dusty finish. That's the only way I can describe it. I thought the Rumblers had it in the bag, and there was some shenanigans. So the Hunters fought hard, but I don't know if they deserve what they're getting. But, here we are. It's the Hunters and the Crushers in the championship. So Cactus, it was such a special night. I mean, Rabid Brewing was doing great work. There were tamales named after knockouts. I mean, concessions were great. The crowd was in a great mood. Everybody, what a splendid night. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here, I just think it's getting better and better. Do you agree with that or no?
I agree with that.
So give me your opinion of where it goes in November, and then give us something about what you think it's going to be like in 23.
Well, in November, I'm going to personally make sure that whatever team Marley's on loses. And then in 2023, I don't know. I would be surprised if you don't see us on TV or streaming somewhere. I think people are really starting to pay attention. And we've had to fight hard to prove ourselves, like really hard to prove ourselves. Because when people see us, they think that we're floozies, basically.
That is could not be further from the truth.
Yeah, like maybe a little bit, but we'll still beat the shit out of you. So
that's true.
That's fair. That is fair.
And we put a lot of work into, and like breaking kayfabe a little bit here, we put a lot of work into our characters. We put a lot of work into our moves. We put a lot of work. Every fight you see is practiced over and over and over again to get it right, except for the one with Boss and Marley. That was not practiced. So I really was just beating the shit out of them. But like blood, sweat, and tears, bruises, you name it. Like, we don't get paid for this. We don't make money from this. We don't get anything from this except the joy of doing it. And I think people are finally recognizing that as a virtue rather than, oh, you're a dummy. Why are you doing this if you don't get paid? So Yep.
It's amazing. The experience is, I say it often, the experience of the entire thing, from the minute you get there to the minute you leave. There are little kids that are starstruck. There are adults that say, this is the best time I've ever had. It's magnetic. It puts a smile on your face. Everybody leaves that place smiling and happy. And I think that's something that needs to happen in this world. And I think you guys are great ambassadors to entertainment. And you're right, there's no pay involved. And that makes it all the better, because it's being done because you want to do it, not because you're being paid to do it. And, I was talking with some people. They're like, well, Steve, why do you do it if you don't get paid? There's more important things than money involved in what you do.
Yeah. For me, ultimately, for me, it's, I get to do fun shit with my friends and people watch us. So.
And that's a difference between this and wrestling. In wrestling, the payday is a respect thing to a certain degree. Me. Okay, let me rack that back a minute for you veteran cynics. When you are an ancillary character, pay is a respect thing.
What does ancillary mean?
I get what you're saying, Steve, but this has nothing to do as far as the wrestling aspect.
I was just simply making I was comparing.
Yeah, that's why I'm not disagreeing with you, but there's a different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move right on then. Just let's forget that ever even was said, because then I'm going to get pissed off and this show is going to end very quickly.
Why though?
Anyway, let's move right on. Let's move right on. Let's move right down the track. So November 19th, the championship, the Golden Skate. You were a champion last year. Tell us how much the Golden Skate means.
Technically, I wasn't.
You weren't. I thought you were a rumbler.
I wasn't.
I am learning roller derby. Clearly, I did not have it mastered.
I was
really hard.
I was a hot
I've got really good notes.
I switched to the rumblers during COVID. But either way, it means a lot to me. I will say this: the rumblers won the championship because of cheating. They surely did. There are pictures of it. Somebody named Lucille Brawl decided that her
not on the list
gameplay would be wrapping her arms around me or my jammer, who happened to be Marley. And because, as I said last time, she turned her back on me. She betrayed me. She switched teams and then I switched teams. Kept her arms around us so that we couldn't move, was holding my arms back. And didn't get called for it. And I mean, blatantly holding us around the track. I will send you pictures. And they didn't get called on it. So I want that Golden Skate trophy, but I will have you know that I broke that Golden Skate trophy 2 years ago.
I lifted the Golden Skate trophy to kind of showcase it. And
it is like drilled in now.
It was nary a firmament is what it was. It was impressive.
There is a picture of me like Crimson trying to rip it out of my hands and me being like, nope.
I was because we were talking about how next month it's for the Golden Trophy. So as Mouthpiece is doing his thing, I'm the guy that's gonna Vanna White that shit. And here, it's the trophy. And I picked up the trophy and I was like,
it's still a trophy.
Put that right back down. Because I thought I was going to fuck that shit up. I was like, oh.
It's a real skate.
It's a real skate. It's real gold.
So yeah, I would like to win the trophy, but I would like to win it fairly. I'm a heel. I'm a bad guy.
So is Red.
Most of the time. but I want to win. I want to win clean.
Makes sense.
Honor amongst thieves.
Honor amongst thieves.
How do you justify when? How do you feel you've earned a win when you had to cut corners to get it?
I don't win often enough to know the difference, to be honest with you. But that goes back to another.
Me either, Steve. I don't win, so
We're partners in losing, but that's okay. We'll make it through to the other side somehow. Cactus, I'm just going to say it. I'm so pleased that you got me involved with the knockouts. So I want to thank you personally, because it really is something that I enjoy very much, and I'm very proud to be there. So on behalf of me, just me, thank you very much. I really appreciate getting a chance to do that, monthly. It means a lot. It's a great time. I encourage you all to come out to the auditorium while they're still there, because there are bank track dreams on the horizon for the knockouts. And by God, I know they're going to get it. So November 19th, that's the Chicago Knockouts, the championship, the battle for the Golden Skate. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see what Cactus Rack's role in this particular thing is. It's going to be amazing. Thank you, Cactus. You are the real deal. Not you. Not that real deal.
According to the JPW podcast, the only real deal is Jay Cross. I am far from the real deal. I'm the informational liaison at best.
Moving on. Unless, Cactus, do you have any final thoughts on roller derby? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Any final thoughts on what you got going? You guys are amazing. Take a bow, take a lap, take a victory lap.
I don't think the victory laps are mine to take, but thank you for jumping in with both feet, Steve. It's appreciated.
I am gonna promote the living shit out of this thing as long as I draw breath, to the point of nauseam, probably. But like I said, I'll try to be more selective in the way that I do it, so as not to get the ire of those that have ire. I'm still waiting for the yelling. I'm ready to take it.
You've been
I mean, all you have to do is ask me before you post a picture, Steve.
Yes,
that's it. You just have to ask.
I failed.
I am not pleased with how I looked at the bout. I'm never pleased with how I look. What? See, Red, use your words.
Oh, I was pleased. Very pleased.
Okay. I just would like you to ask me what pictures to use, because I have had really horrible things said to me about my appearance by people online, and I don't need to wake up to somebody calling me a disgusting creature who has literally has been said that I look like I have a fanny pack of mashed potatoes under my waist. That's all I'm saying.
I would like to meet that human, and I would like to pimp slap him.
Or
I don't know if I'll use the pimp hand or the bitch hand, but I'm gonna use one of them.
I actually found out that he's my friend's cousin.
Let's go get him.
So
right now, let's go. Give me an address, give me a name.
Goat, the ref Goat, even like went after him on Instagram after it happened, because he did it on the CKO page.
Let's social media attack right now. Give me a name.
We'd have to find his new account, because he hides under fake account.
Oh, I'll find it. Remember,
he's a little fucking bitch. Well, we'll go on it. We'll go after another time. But I will tell you that I made a TikTok in all my fat mashed potato glory.
Disagree with that.
In a sequined bikini with "The Future is Female" projected over my body to the mashed potato song after he said that. So now I've created art. Thank you, Jim, whatever the fuck your last name is.
Fuck you, Jim.
Fuck you, Jim.
I dare you to come on this podcast, Jim. I don't even know if that's your real name, Jim.
He won't.
We'll meet one day, Jim.
I have to interject.
Never rub another man's rhubarb, Jim.
Hold on. Let's
Go ahead, Red.
I don't give a fuck what
Yes.
nobody says.
Yes.
You are so beautiful. You are so fucking gorgeous. Do not let anybody steal your joy, your light that you shine so much. Please don't. Please don't. The only reason why he is upset and calling you shit is because he ain't fucking you. Yeah, I said it. I'm calling him out. I'm tired of people sitting up here body shaming other fucking people. Why? Because they can't get with them. They can't get in your bed. So therefore, they ain't got shit else to do but sit on social media and body shame you. Fuck him. You are gorgeous. You are beautiful. I've told you this not once. I've told you this not twice. I will tell you this to your face. If you give me your address, I will drive the fuck over there and knock on the door. I don't give a damn about Andy. I
Don't
will
give the
tell
address.
you to your face how beautiful you are. Do never, ever forget that, Rachel.
Now the ARC's got
Please
fight.
don't.
Don't get. Well,
Why don't you put that right?
Thank
Why don't you put
you.
that?
They kind of already are.
That's
if you ain't
true.
been
Thank
paying
you,
attention
Reg.
to those.
I appreciate it very much because I've been going through a very tough time mentally. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're
Chicago
welcome, but it's
knockouts.
something you already know, baby. It is something you already know. Some people are just born assholes and they ain't got shit else to do.
Agreed.
We always try to do better, but then this kind of stuff happens. Okay, so the knockouts, it was amazing. Saturday night at the HF Auditorium, Cactus Rack was very impressive in the way she fought and the way she beat people up. You should come to see it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Yeah, I know I'm biased because I'm part of it at least a little bit, but you should go see it. I mean, I've been doing this for almost a decade, and I know entertainment.
And let's give the people what they really want. Let's give the people what they really want. If I skate as Russian Blue, I will be skating in a bodysuit open down to my navel. So there you go.
Red, do you want me to get you your ticket? Look at Red.
Well, I was going anyway.
Well, you're a fan. You're a guy.
Yeah, the actual fight. Yeah.
You were in a knockout last week.
I would just need to know the date, you know.
November 19th.
November
Seventh
19th.
time.
November 19th.
It's the day before Hot Rod's birthday, so bring him cake.
Oh, I do have it in my phone. So I do have it in my phone.
I will bring.
All right.
I will bring a hot rod of cake. I will do that. I'm going to put that down. Bring hot rod of cake. Oh, I'll get that later. Bring hot rod of cake.
Yeah, bring him cake because we're spending the entire next day driving to Baltimore because we're doing Thanksgiving with his family and then with one of my derby wives from Charm City. So
made that trip driving, and it is nuts. Time doesn't
and
work.
we're bringing our dog this time. So
Okay. Yeah. Time.
Does that mean you're not going to the after party?
I never go to the after party.
You did that one time.
I did once.
You're not going to do it again.
I did want to go this time, but Andrew is still getting over being sick. Yeah, Andrew is still getting over being sick, and Hazel was having a rough night, so we ended up picking her up from where she was spending the night anyway. So I got to be at home with my baby. I would like to go to the after party this time, but again, that's a 14-hour drive the next day. Yeah. So we'll see.
You're lucky. If you're lucky.
That's why you take the train.
No, can't.
That's
so I tried that. I looked for the train and I looked for plane tickets. And because it's, the week of Thanksgiving, plane tickets are $3,000 one way. For me,
any other time, it would be a completely different fee.
Exactly. Because I flew out there a couple of years ago, it was like $49. And then all of the trains are going to take 5 days to get there.
5 days.
5 days.
Because
their prices went up too. It's like $385 a person for that week.
For 5 days.
So
He made that
For
trip
5
in
days.
a few hours, less than like
Yeah.
half a day.
Yeah.
Damn.
So we're driving. It works for me. I'm actually afraid of flying, so.
I did not get to go to the after party this past time because I had something else to do, but I wanted to go. Anyway,
Makes sense.
Knockouts.
What was more important than
The owner of
what was
Rocket
more important?
having a Halloween party, and I wanted to make an appearance, so I had to drive to Downers Grove immediately following the bout.
You're better than me, because no,
I didn't, you know,
my
like I said,
bedtime. You guys know that about my bedtime.
yeah,
There's no way.
I
don't care who you are. I don't care what opportunities you're providing. No.
The Amazing Amazon, those guys didn't go, so I was like, I'm gonna go sit there and aside from a few knockouts that have been nice to me, I don't really know anybody, so I thought it would probably be, I wouldn't be missed, so I just went to Downers Grove. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Hopefully, I got some friends of mine coming to this show that have never seen roller derby before, so I said, you got to see roller derby, then you got to go have the like-in at Rabid Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
And Rion's going to be there, so and you'll go to Rabid Brewing with me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not alone.
I mean, you're never alone, but that's a whole nother thing.
Anyway, so November 19th, the championship for the Golden Skate. Hopefully Cactus Rack is there. Hopefully it's Russian blue and we get to see that for the first time. And hopefully Red's there to see the suit down to the navel, because that really made his eyes pop. So that's one thing that happened this weekend. And then I've seen a lot of great pictures about Nightmare on Chicago Street. And I know Rion was there, the information liaison doing liaison things. And I believe C Red was there, but I haven't heard much. You weren't there? You're supposed to be there.
Where were you?
He's fucking with you. He's fucking with you. I already know where this is going. So
I mean, I saw Chucky.
Yeah. What else did you see?
I mean, you shouldn't bring a knife into a wrestling match. I mean,
you're right. You're right. I can talk about that shit all day, but that's a whole you're right. You're 100% correct. Never bring a knife in a wrestling match.
I mean, I saw lots of great wrestling. Jamie Salmons, as always, took fantastic photos. So even though I wasn't there, I felt like I was there. There was a lot of it was everything you said it would be. There was chaos in that street.
You have no idea.
I have no idea, but it was amazing.
So I'll do it this way. You pick someone that you think you saw, and I'll give you a story about them.
Aaron Stone. Blackula. So I don't think he's going to be Blackula on Sunday. Well, I wish he was.
So Blackula came out in the first match, because this was one of the few times I was actually able to just be informational liaison and not anything else. So I was able to just kind of watch things go down. And Blackula came out doing his normal Blackula stuff with the talking the tone and all of the whole thing. He changed his whole accent, the whole thing. He does the whole Blackula stuff. The only thing he doesn't have fangs, which I think is weird. That's a whole another thing in itself. So he is in the ring, and Hamburglar shows up. Hamburglar is Braylon. He is one of the referees.
Who is the Hamburglar?
Where was Grimace?
Just you need to hear this, because so he is minding his business, just doing Hamburglar things.
Stealing hamburgers.
Well, he stole the show is what he did, because he was the most over. He was more over than Blackula, and Blackula was the most over. At the last,
I bet that did not sit well with Blackula.
Blackula was like, "What the fuck?"
Blackula was angry.
He was very.
That is the entire point of what's happening Sunday.
He was very, very angry, very disrespected, and he still had to wrestle a match. Which
I know where this is going.
I can't even remember who he wrestled because of what
the first match.
When Hamburglar showed up. When Hamburglar, I think, it was the Wolfman, because okay, let me backtrack. So Blackula was preparing to wrestle the Wolfman. Wolfman got announced by me, and he didn't show
Who is
up.
the Wolfman?
Wolfman would be Miles Mercer. So
Figures Miles didn't show up. Miles is scared of everything.
well, here's the thing. He was there, but he couldn't get through because the crowd was so big. So he couldn't physically get around stuff. So I had to figure out a way to get around.
They don't know he's Kang?
Well, not there. No one is who they are at these shows.
I see.
It is not an IPW thing. It is literally, we are street performers that are like with the city of Elgin. We are not IPW there.
I've got my badge. It says street performer.
Yeah, we are not IPW there. So the Wolfman's trying to get out. He's trying to get into the ring, and I'm announcing, and I can kind of see where he's at. And I tell Hamburger, okay, look, I'm going to announce him one more time. And if he doesn't show up, you're going to have to wrestle this match. And he says, what? I was like, yeah, there's going to be a match. We can't just stand here and nothing takes place. So if he doesn't come in this ring, you're going to have to wrestle this match. And something weird happened. Crowd starts yelling Hamburger to beat up Blackula. I was like, I'm getting what they want. It's about to happen, like right now. It's about to happen.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I have zero power in that company, but man, on that day, it was like, it's give you what you want. So
God, how many times have I heard that?
luckily, Wolfman got in the ring and they had a match. But then, after Blackula won his match, Wolfman did some dastardly stuff to where Hamburglar can roll up Blackula and get the victory. Because apparently we had another referee that I didn't know anything about. He just showed up, count 1, 2, 3, to the biggest ovation he could possibly have. Hooray! Huzzah! Everybody look! Hamburglar! 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 And then he got his ass beat by the creature in Victor Vorglensorgen.
Well,
That's one story.
that's one story. Are there more?
There's at least 45 more of those.
I don't know if we have time for
We don't
45.
have time.
We might be able to get through 20.
I mean, how far down the road?
I want to know where C Red was during all of this.
Let me tell you where C-Red was.
Yes, great question, Cactus.
Staring at me.
From where?
C-Red, along with Sean Danger,
What? C-Red and Sean Danger working together?
decided that they just wanted to be their favorite movie characters.
What?
C-Red being Michael Myers and Sean Danger being Ghostface, but a red face, horned Ghostface. And see, you're laughing, Cactus. Let me, you know what? I haven't called. I'm not even called time. I'm gonna tell you this. This is real shit now. Let me tell you some real shit that took place to me, and it fucked me up. So I'm trying to mind my business, trying to, give out information and take in information as I do, being information
Liaison.
So minding my own business.
That's not even a thing.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Well, people keep catching on to it, so it will be by the time I'm done. with
That's
it. But
right.
here's the deal. This man, and I say this man as far as Michael Myers, C-Red, whoever the fuck he was at this time, this is why I have these. This is one of the many reasons, okay? So you can understand how things played out. We'll just say that this is C-Red, okay?
Wait a minute. Let me see this. Hang on.
We'll just say that that's C-Red. I'm pretty sure I can find another version of it.
That's C-Red.
Now, there's a reason why I had him.
He's not
focus.
really red.
Just focus on the thing here.
I'm focused.
Okay? Just keep him right there.
Keep him right here.
Now,
If that's Sean Danger, you need to shrink that shit. That's not Sean Danger.
just fucking focus
Okay.
so I can get this out the way. So
That's big.
Danger.
Sean Danger is
he's
gigantic.
just kind of walking around and staring at people. He just kind of, and then just kind of walks away. So he's just kind of,
Can I move C-Red yet?
No.
Okay,
but
I'll
this
move
is
him.
this.
I won't move him.
He stays there.
C-Red is stationary.
So we'll just say that this is me minding my own business.
You are
okay?
looking very trim. Have you
Just
been working out?
fucking focus. Look,
Sorry.
here's me minding my own business. Now, Cactus, I'm gonna need you to look away real quick, okay? Look, just
Look
look
away,
I'm
Cactus.
looking away.
Okay, move it forward. Move it forward. Okay, now look back. Look back.
Cactus, you can come back now.
Oh my God.
Now that's what happened to me.
Oh my God.
That happened to me. Somehow he managed to recreate the Michael Myers experience of him just appearing in front of you for no fucking reason at all. I was about 20 feet away from him, and next thing I know, he was 5 feet away. I was like, what the fuck is going on? How did you do that?
Better you than me. It's better you than me, because somebody did that to me once. And my reaction was to immediately like whack them in the side of the head. And prior to that, because we were trying to set up a bonfire, I had a hatchet in my hand like 2 seconds before this person did this. So yeah.
There's so much stuff that was happening. So when he's just staring at me, like, I know it's red. I know we're talking. I know he can hear me, but he is full on Michael Myers. So then when he randomly comes in front of me, I'm like, bitch, what do you, yo, what do you,
So did Michael Myers finally beat up Ghostface? Because that's usually how that kind of situation ends.
I'm glad you asked that, sir. That's an awesome question. So here's a scenario that took place randomly. The show is going really well because we have to split it up in half-hour increments. They're going really, really, really well. And Ghostface and Michael Myers, they have a match. And their referee is Hamburger. Okay. You want a timeout? Because I give you one.
No, I'll keep going.
Okay. So they have a match. It's about as well as you could probably think that Michael Myers and Ghostface would have at a certain point. There was a double down.
Did Michael Myers make Michael Myers make Ghostface pass out at any point?
No.
Did he kill Ghostface at any point?
No, but they killed the ref. So here's the thing. So what they decided to do was they went, grabbed each other's knives, looked at each other, looked at the ref, and then repeatedly stabbed the ref. Now there are two refs that are there. Okay. One is Christian. He was Jack O'Skeleton. He had his whole face painted up. It was really
From
cool.
like A Nightmare Before Christmas? Jack Skellington?
Yeah, believe so, yeah. So he had just refereed the match before.
Black Hill and Hamburger.
No, there were
And the
multiple
Wolfman.
matches. This is show 3. I'm jumping around at this point. So but I'm just going based off of the questions that you give me. So I'm working with that.
I'm blaming myself.
So why?
As usual.
Let me focus on this thing. So they stabbed Hamburger. Mike Myers is over here doing this, and Ghostface is just haul ass. He is just. I've been waiting.
That is
all
a
his
sharp
life,
pencil that if he
Like,
got out of control,
just
I could be in
going
arrow.
to town.
Very close to this.
This is about
Stabbing
how long
motion.
it took for him to do this thing.
Doesn't matter. I'm ready to die. I'm good. Let's go.
So, the referee dies,
As one would, being stabbed by multiple knives.
and
As you do.
they kind of walked away.
Was
Like
there
that-
blood?
Well, they walked away, and the crowd is confused.
I'm confused.
I was confused, and
Cactus isn't confused.
all
She
I
knows
could say
everything.
was, "Well, our next performance will be at 10 p.m."
But the referee's dead.
and I don't have another ref on standby. So whatever match was coming next, I was like, well, I guess this is what we're doing. So this is the crowd.
Do you need me to hold anything?
If you want, it's up to you. So here's the crowd. here's me. All right, this is me now.
Wait, that's Red.
Fuck that, because I'm not even dealing with your bullshit. So here's the deal.
It's a trap.
So here's me.
That's actually pretty good.
I don't even know how to take that, but that's fine. Hey, y'all. So our next performance is going. Oh, wait, hold on.
Who are these
Hold on.
guys?
Oh, this is the crowd.
Oh, hi, crowd.
Hey, y'all. So our next performance is going to be at 10 p.m. because the ref just got stabbed in front of all of you. And I don't have.
And it's a trap.
So I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do at this point. And they kind of all went, all right, I guess we'll just walk away. To where the other wrestlers were like, well, we just throwing the match. Like, well, we don't have a ref because he's selling the shit out of the stabbing that he just took. He's not getting up.
Go, Christian. You go, kid.
It's Braylon. Braylon was
Go, Braylon. You go, kid.
all right. So he
It's Braylon?
to do an impromptu. And he started wrestling and referee showed up, and then all of a sudden the crowd just, oh hey, there's another match. Yeah, he do a whole thing. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And then they kind of just
That's exactly how the crowd
carried
sounded.
on.
That is, you might as well have video documentation. That was so good.
It's out there somewhere.
Dramatic recreation. That's what we do here.
So
Okay.
the show never actually recovered after that because it was 10 p.m. and it was wrapping up at 11. People were trying to go home. But if there was a jump the shark moment, it was the stabbing. Like
Okay.
that's where it went. We was like, we went too far. Like that was we went too far. And I had no idea I didn't know anything that was going on. It just
So what you're saying is Michael Meyer read.
How could you not
Too far.
expect Braylon to sell the shit out of it though?
well, I did have to put
You had to have known. You had to have known.
That's just it. I didn't. Because he's never been in position of being stabbed before in front of all these people.
But have you met Braylon? He commits.
I've never in my life been involved in a scenario where someone gets fucking stabbed in the middle of the show. And then I have
Sorry,
to
welcome to
address
Roller
that
Derby where we
stabbing.
actively try to kill each other constantly.
I have to address the stabbing. I have to sit there in front of 300 to 400 plus people and address. Well, we don't have any more show because the fucking referee.
The
got
ref is
stabbed.
dead.
Red's calling a timeout.
And
You should have had
everyone
him
else
zombie.
around
Take a
You
them.
should have
timeout.
had him come back
We
as
let
a
you take a
zombie.
timeout.
All right. Let's address the stabbing. But before we address the stabbing, let's explain the situation.
I think I did a pretty good job explaining the situation. I think I did.
No, because you got to go all the way to the beginning. So by the office that myself and
Whittaker
Whittaker were in
Sexy
charge of
violence,
putting-
Quinn Whittick?
So we were in charge of putting together the matches. So we put the first group of matches together. Great, let's go. We put the second group of matches together. Great, let's go. Then me and Whittaker got an idea. Okay, what took place in the very last match of the second round will lead into the third round, the very first match. Great. Now, by this time, we're like, okay, we'll figure out everybody else because years before we were all together and it was easier to say, okay, well, you, and you, and you, and you. By the time it came after the second round, nobody could be found. Like everybody went out exploring. Everybody's out watching other shit and
which was told to them to enjoy yourself.
no, and that was cool, but then it dawned on me we only have one match for the 9 o'clock hour or half hour. This isn't going to work. So I'm running around scrambling, trying to find people.
Not my concern.
Sean Danger is stuck at my hip for whatever reason. And we're just looking for people. We're looking for anybody. And it was like, it is 3 minutes to 9, and we only have one match. So the match starts, and I walk past in Michael Myers' forum and tell them, go longer. Nobody hears me.
Why would they listen to Michael Myers?
I'm just saying.
That's fair.
So I have to call something on the fly. So it's Michael Myers versus Ghostface. And what would you expect from Michael Myers and Ghostface? Like, do you really think there's going to be a pen involved? No. It's a bunch of stabbing. We weren't going to stab each other.
You needed that.
So
ref.
It was like,
You needed that ref.
there go the ref.
We just logically explained a stabbing. You just logically explained a motherfucking
You
stabbing.
needed that.
That's
ref.
what you did.
Hey, if you watch horror movies, you kind of know what's going to happen, right?
Logically explained it.
We needed that ref.
So, yeah. And I don't, so where Rion says it took a dive, I don't think it took a dive because I think the battle royal at 10 o'clock.
Oh, no. It came back. But that was definitely where.
Yeah, it definitely. With Cactus and Steve, what you don't seem to understand, and Rion tried to explain to you, but you don't understand the magnetism or the multiplicity of it. I was Michael Myers the entire night. I was out there from the very first match. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I stood in one spot. I stood in a spot so long that there's got to be pictures of me on social media somewhere. There was one time this black chick was taking pictures with her friends and she notices that I haven't moved. They're there the entire half hour of the show. I have not moved. I haven't flinched. I ain't moved a finger. I was breathing, but they couldn't see that. Again, to the point where she was in my face with her huge boobies and I still didn't move. Now, an Hispanic lady walks up.
No. You got a timeout. He's got to have a timeout.
This is on me. There's a lot of boobies and ass that was out there on that day. And normally I don't comment on that type of stuff, but there's a lot. And
it was a lot.
Some of y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. I mean, come next year, but you should be there next year. But I'm just some of y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. Just y'all out here in public, just showing all the goods.
All of them.
Y'all need to stop. Yeah, there's so much stuff. I'm like, there's a show happening. Why? Like, I'm shocked the cops didn't get involved the way they were acting up in that place. But that's just a personal thing that I saw as information liaison. By all means, Red, please continue what you think.
So the black
I'm
girl,
not feeling a little slut shamed right now, Rion. I think I gotta go.
No. I don't think you understand.
God, it would be great if she yelled at somebody else but me.
See, here's the thing. When it comes to the knockouts, you guys are athletes. You were out there to do a job.
He saved himself again. The man is a propaganda king.
Fucking speak. The idea is that everyone that showed up was just a fan of just being themselves, which is fine. That can be distracting after a while because they weren't street performers. They weren't out there working with the police. If anything, they were giving the police problems. And that's where it became, it's something is wrong when females that are working on the staff that IPW has is coming to tell me, saying that that lady need to take that leotard out of her ass. Something's wrong when they have to come to me like I can do something about it. That she doing too much. What is going on that you have to tell me that they doing too? Sorry, by all means, Red. By all means.
So anyway, an Hispanic couple comes up, and the lady walks up, and so nobody figured out. I didn't want to be a regular Michael Myers. So I made sure I wore a underlay under my mask. That way you can't see any part of my face. So the lady is staring. She doesn't see my eyes. She's freaking out, but she's like, "Can we take a picture with you?" And the black girl says, "Girl, honey, he ain't moved in a half hour. You might as well go and get your picture, because he ain't gonna move. He ain't moved. And you just go and get your picture done and over with." So the lady hands the picture to her mate, spouse, whoever. He takes the picture. Then he jumps in. And everybody is just waiting for me to like break it. And I never broke it. Two other ladies walk up and they're like, he's not moving. Well, we're just gonna take a bunch of pictures anyway. And I did that all night. I felt if I was gonna do the character, I was gonna do the character to the best of my ability. I am proud of my performance that night. Michael Myers still lives, even though he died. He lives within me. And hey, I had a ball. The mask was hot after a while. I ain't gonna lie.
It looked hot. That mask looked like he was sweating for real.
Yeah, but thank God for that overlay, that underlay, boy. Otherwise, woo. But I had a ball. 20,000 people. That's me.
Wait, let me hold on. Put it back up. Let me swipe to the big screen. Put it back.
Oh, my bad.
I'm blind. Oh my God.
My knife has blood. So you asked, was there blood involved? My knife has blood on it.
Hold on. I can show that too.
Okay.
That's Christian's blood, or Braylon's blood.
Braylon.
Poor Braylon.
Hey, something different happens every year. There's no way in the world that you would have told me in 2019 or 2020 Blackula would be over. Just no way. Out of all the characters we had, Blackula. Okay.
Blackula.
And what Rion said was so accurate, but you had to be there to see the crowd lose their mind, their ever fucking mind over Hamburglar. Like, yeah, I took that. Hey, I need that. Send that to me.
Send it to you. I got you.
The crowd was bananas for Hamburglar. Like, so it was a very long day for me. I got there early because I knew parking. So I ain't dumb. I keep telling people that.
Parking was dumb. Oh, it's so stupid.
It was, but you had to figure it out, and getting there early was best. I got there. Eventually, four of us took our time, set up the ring. I didn't care. I was just ready for the day. But the difference this time, there was a lot going on. Before, we just checked in, we got dressed, we performed. This year, we had to get in.
I don't even know what's happening there.
That's Tiffany. That's Tiffany versus Blackula.
No, that's Hamburglar.
Is that
That's
Hamburglar?
Hamburglar. I'm not sure what's happening there, but this is the first time I've seen it. That's I was like, what is going on? Oh, he had just pinned him and he ran up on the turnbuckle. He was getting ready to sell.
Oh, and they exploded. You know what I found out on a personal note? The people in Elgin are so kind. There was one lady, and there was a child with us, with the group, and she was so kind, and she wanted to make sure that the child had snacks and juice, and she threw them down from her balcony. She didn't have to do that, you know.
I know what you're talking about. Hold on, I just saw a thing on there. Keep talking, but
You know,
she was talking about.
She was so sweet, and she didn't have to again. Even though two of the wrestlers asked her, could they come up to her apartment and jump off her balcony into the ring, and she agreed.
Yeah, that's one of the times I have to.
Did that happen?
Oh,
No.
And be like, no.
No, I told them no.
Oh no!
I told them,
like, when I found out about it, I'm like, whatever the fuck you think you about to do, don't. That is a problem.
I told them that is not happening.
That's got Riddick written all over it.
Like, whatever you think you're about to do, don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah.
Make it easy. Because if it's the balcony that yeah, I found it. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you can tell the distance.
That no good gonna come from that.
But that lady was real sweet.
So where she was okay with people jumping.
Some of the cops were buttholes.
I expected that.
Not necessarily toward us, but it was just like making comments and stuff, and it was like, dude, we're just here to perform. We ain't got nothing to do with none of this other bull.
They were dealing with a lot, though. They were dealing.
Yeah, they especially at the end, yelling at people, But the best part is I hit a kid with a porta potty door.
Pretty sure that.
What?
You shouldn't be out there telling. He did. Allegedly.
No,
there's no proof of that.
There is proof. I have a witness. And it
was
God.
Allegedly.
No, that person saw it. But it was
shit.
funny. No, because I was using the porta potty and I was done and I was coming out and I opened the door and this kid riding the bike. Bam! And the kid got so terrified. I guess he thought I was gonna go.
Porta potty hit you in the face. How would you feel?
And if Michael Myers walked out of the porta potty,
no, I was me. I hadn't changed, but I guess he thought I was gonna go South Side black man on him. And I was just like, kid, it's okay. And like, I'm assuming it was his mom or his grandmom that was riding with him. I was like, kid, it's okay. I'm sorry. It is okay. It ain't that serious. I didn't know you were coming by. You didn't know I was getting ready to open the door. So stop apologizing. It ain't that serious. You okay? I'm okay. Let's keep going. But I should have known from that point on, it was going to be one of the craziest nights always. Like, I understand, Rack, you had a match, and Steve, you had the commentary. I just suggest everybody pencil in next year. Because if they have us back, I'm telling you.
I've already put that in people's ears as far as getting the knockouts over in that spot. I've already tapped on that.
So.
Well, you better hope that we don't have a bout over that day again, because all of our bouts for next year are already set in stone.
Right. That's why I was like, I don't think it's set a date yet, so that's why I'll check to make sure. But I have already put that in their ear.
We have heard Rion and Red and anybody that's ever talked about Nightmare on Chicago Street saying it was an experience. And it sounds like this kind of rose the bar a little bit on even previous situations.
You have no idea.
Well, we'll have to have a whole show about that. So we had Nightmare on Chicago on Saturday. We had the Knockouts on Saturday. Friday night, we had CSW. I got a few things to say about that before we wrap this package. Deadpool was the general manager, and Deadpool was everybody liked Deadpool. They don't like GM Steve, but they like Deadpool. There are people that said, man, that's really Deadpool from another universe who's a little fat because he ate like the Whopper. And it was great. And then out came the Hate Keepers, and they ripped off the mask and exposed me. And I was mad. That happened.
Did you use your power against them? Or
No, I have no power. I'm a transient GM at best. But it was a great night. The fans were fantastic. CSW always puts on a hell of a show. The match, Axel Rico and Shane Hollister was really, really great.
Who won it?
Axel Rico won that match.
We were wrong. We were wrong, Red.
I see.
Sierra killed everybody.
Mhm.
You were right about that. The scramble match changed a little bit. It was Matthews, Jax Johnson, and Yesper versus Jay Thunder, Steel, and Acid Jazz. There was no Adam Stallion.
Who won it?
Ryan Matthews
We were wrong.
has gone crazy. He was sad. He was angry. He was showing all of the signs of somebody that is in severe mental trauma.
Mhm.
I fear for the life of one Ryan Matthews. Conan Lycan decided to say he was hurt. So the match between Solomon Tupu and Quinn Whittock became a triple threat with Cody James, who was supposed to fight Conan Lycan.
So how does that work as far as our predictions?
Well, it doesn't work very well because Cody James won a match he wasn't even supposed to be in the first place.
It's 2 for 2. That's
That's
take
two.
that. That's 2
Yeah.
matches.
Um,
2 matches.
But Conan Lycan, who said he couldn't fight in a match against Conan because he got hurt at AEW,
Mhm.
interfered in like 6 other matches and looked like he was fine to me. But you know, Quinn Whittock at CSW is a great thing, and Sexy Violence showed up, showed out, but it was not to be because they're not the Black and Brave Army anymore.
Mhm.
They're the Hate Keepers. That's the thing.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Don't know. Didn't understand how they were the Black and Brave to begin with.
Black and Brave Army,
So I get why. I just,
and now they're the Hate Keepers.
but I'm not sure how that translation goes, and I don't have any context to it.
And Shane Hollister is the head of the Gatekeepers.
Still don't have context.
Anyway.
I'll switch over to it.
All right, so I had no context to Nightmare in Chicago. I was just suspending
And we
disbelief.
did a great job of giving you context. I don't know why they switched from the Black and Brave to the Hate Keepers.
Only
why
they
they
know.
switched.
Only they know. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
I'm just a commentator. The Heather Reckless cipher thing got really weird.
Who won?
I
Well,
saw pictures of that.
apparently Bombshell Shelley was able to influence Cypher as well. So apparently Cypher is very influenced by the power of the woman because it was a weird situation, and
Who won?
Heather Reckless won.
Okay.
The tables, ladders, and chairs match was disturbing on many levels because there were people out there doing things that maybe they ought to not be doing.
Okay.
Mateo Valentine and Shane Hollister went through a table so hard that I thought they were both dead. And have you seen the video footage of the Filth King Brubaker falling off the ladder?
Unfortunately, I have not, but I can look it
I
up.
have.
It is a wonder that that man is able to walk. It was disturbing. It was shocking. And anything you want in a TLC match, you got. And the crowd chanted "Holy shit" many, many times. Did you pick Eugene or did you pick Chris Miller?
Chris Miller.
Chris Miller.
Yeah, Chris Miller won. But there was chicanery And then after the match,
Don't care.
Chris Miller beat up poor Eugene
That's what's supposed
for
to
no
happen.
reason. But the dog-faced bastard, Greg Murray, came out and saved Eugene, and they became fast friends.
As they should have.
So it was very fun. And then there was the Boz match. Boz versus Avalon for the CSW title. Ended in a no contest. Why? Because the Hate Keepers came out and did Hate Keeper business. And then Axel Rico came out and did Axel Rico business. So you know how the show ended?
I'm listening.
Axel Rico drug Eric Schultz out of the back and forged a contract to fight Joey Avalon in a 2 out of 3 falls match at the season finale. In
Did he
November.
get his signature on it?
He did.
He got Joey Avalon's signature.
Joey signed it.
Okay, I got no issues. I got no issues with that.
So all in all, it was quite a show. But what we have for the season finale is going to be specifically interesting to Red, at least a little bit. So returning to the fold are Davey Richards
Mhm.
and Ashley D'Amboise. So that's fun.
Okay.
There's that 2 out of 3 falls match. And if Axel Rico does not win, he does not get another title opportunity as long as Joey Avalon has the belt.
Fair.
And the Hall of Fame has been set. There's a man being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
And that is one person that you both have a lot of affinity for.
Which both are we speaking of?
I'm speaking of Red and Rion.
Okay, because there's 3 of us. That's why I was like, which?
I don't know if Cactus has affiliation with him, but maybe. So maybe it's all 3 of you. Willie the Bomb Richardson is being inducted in the CSW Hall of Fame on November 18th. And I think that's pretty cool.
Agreed.
I already agreed to be there.
Pardon?
I already agreed to be there.
Are you going to induct him?
They didn't ask me to induct him. I wouldn't mind it, but they didn't ask me. But I wouldn't have a problem with it.
The manager of the Soul Touchers inducted. Yeah, that might be pretty cool. Anyway, so CSW, that was the penultimate episode. We got the finale coming up in November. Should be a great time for all. CSW does amazing things. I am going to miss it when I am gone. Moving on. That's all I got.
How do you move on then like that's it?
That's all I got.
How
Done.
do you do that?
I just did it.
How do you move on and then just stop?
I just because you guys are done early, so I'm done
Oh,
too.
no, I can give you a bunch of stuff.
Well, give
We
me
just
more
give you
stuff.
time. We
Go
giving
to-
you more time.
No, I didn't need the time. It was not an interesting.
Well-
So I'll move on.
We were
My
trying
notes-
to make it.
No, you did not, but it's good.
Well, since you're done,
I'm done.
this Saturday, LOW League of Wrestling returns after a long hiatus this Saturday at the Veterans of Foreign Wars in Lake Station, Indiana, 2750 Central Avenue. It's Save the Center. Ladies and gentlemen, again, if you are in and around Chicago, please come out and support this show. This show is to help support a youth center that unfortunately lost their mentor. It was home to LOW for many years, and more importantly, they give the youth something to do besides be on the street. So this center is important to that community, my community. So it's going to be a great night. Of course, the ARC will be in action. Some other people, you know, Los Robias I hear gonna be there. You know, them crazy zombies. Of course, because it's Halloween. Somebody dug them up. Rage will be there. And some other name people, but you really don't need to be bothered with them. Come out and see the ARC. You know, buy all our merch. You know, that's what you do.
Well,
And
unfortunately,
we'll defend our tag titles that we've
Mhm.
had. we're longer than Roman Reigns. We're longer than Backwoods Brown. So that tells you how long we've been tag team champions.
Cactus, you had something to
Well,
say?
unfortunately, Hot Rod and myself will be in Wisconsin all weekend because he is wrestling for Mondo Lucha at Turner Hall on Friday, and then he is wrestling for Frontline Pro on Saturday. And then I believe he is wrestling for IPW on Sunday, and I have to find a way to get to practice somewhere in there. So,
are you not coming to IPW on Sunday?
It depends on if I'm alive or not. So, yeah.
That is fair.
So let's before we cut this off and we call it a wrap for the week. IPW Sunday, this Sunday, October 30th, Halloween Eve, or All Hallows Eve. And it's going to be great. Another matinee starts, so you're not missing anything. You come out, watch some great wrestling, and it's always fun there. I'm sure it's going to be spooktacular. Tell us a little bit about it, information liaison.
You know what? Why don't you tell us something about it?
I got nothing to say.
You have a match. You are in the main event.
I don't have a
main event.
That is not.
How about you?
Oh, did you feel the promo he delivered to the IPW office? Oh, I felt it.
You mocking my promo?
You're coming to fight.
You're mocking it, huh?
I'm not mocking it. You're coming to fight. I'm just saying. Again, you know what? I will say this. You made a very good point. You made a very good point.
I did something right for a change. Well, that's good.
Yeah, you did. Because Aaron Stone could have chose anybody, right?
Could have chose anybody.
He could have chose anybody in that locker room.
Anybody in that locker room.
He could have chose any champion. Maybe had a title versus title. He wanted
anybody.
to be in the.
No, that's not how it works.
I know, but I'm saying he could have challenged anybody, right? But he's so offended that our partner was in a main event and he wasn't. Well, maybe if you step up your damn game, you be in the main event. But what you do, you got a main event this time. But you're riding Steve's coattails.
No, I don't know if there are coattails involved. I don't know if that's true.
Hey, I call it like I see it. So Aaron Stone, if you listen,
no coattails.
I'm just saying. Just understand.
I don't even wear a coat half the time.
But sometimes you do. Understand. It's all fun and games, Aaron Stone, right now.
Oh, this is gonna be amazing.
But this is my friend.
It's gonna be an amazing thing. Normally,
I just want you to know that.
You know what? Fuck it.
This is number 2. You got one left.
Because a lot of times.
Well, now I'm gonna have to be
2 more minutes. So
a lot of times I just sit here and be cute because that's what I do. I eat the food. I try to be cute.
How was the chili, by the way?
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. But whenever he does this, because Steve will do this thing and he'll be like, all right, do the shit. I'm like, what the shit? And it doesn't matter when the shit comes. I just got to do the shit whenever he says do the shit.
I don't say do the shit.
Well, that's what it feels like. Would you be like, Rion, do that thing?
There has not been one moment where I've gone like that.
This is how it feels. That's why I'm trying to explain this to you, is that when this happens, a lot of times I just kind of say, all right, well, I'll just do my thing and then go from there. But when it comes to IPW, I don't like talking about IPW in the essence of being in charge, because I'm not in charge. I'm information liaison at best.
I'm asking you to liaison some information.
But this is what is funny about the scenario, is that when I'm able to put the information out, I'll just go ahead and do it. This particular time, however, the information is right here. This is all the information you need. It's right here. This is the information.
There's no information.
You don't need me to say anything about it.
What do I need to say?
Steve Arendt is going to wrestle the Dreambreaker Aaron Stone. Aaron Stone was just at Gallilucha. He just won a title.
I saw
He just like, that's kind of what that's what he does. This is going to be amazing. Steve can not do it. That's the funny thing about this. I'm sorry. Here's the funny part. He can very easily say, you know what? I'm not going to do this. You don't have to do this match. And somehow, some way, he's like, you know what? Why not? What do I have to lose? That's amazing to me.
Your life.
It is amazing to watch this thing play out, because there have been people like, this match shouldn't even be a thing, right? And Steve can get out of it at any time he chooses. If he can just say, you know what? I don't need to do. He's not a wrestler. And he can just, he's not contractually obligated to wrestle the match. He could just walk away. He could just be like, no, I'm pretty sure the office at IPW can figure out another main event. I'm pretty sure they could go ahead and do that. I just think it's funny. There is no one telling you to do anything at this point. You can literally walk out of it right now. You can tell the people, I'm not going to be there right now. And no one will be mad at you. No one will be upset. Or you could just show up. What's the worst that could happen?
Death. That's the worst that could happen.
Not liquid death, because liquid death is amazing.
Liquid death.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It's a sponsor. Anyway,
It is amazing. It's my new favorite thing.
Chicagoland. Chicagoland Championship.
Steve, if you need some muscle in your corner, please don't hesitate to call me.
I don't have to give
Cactus Rack, if you are at IPW on Sunday, it would be a great honor for you to accompany me to ringside.
I will do that. I'll even wear my skates.
That's amazing. Now Aaron Stone doesn't stand a chance.
And if I've come straight from practice, we can make Aaron Stone smell my armpit and he'll pass out and you can pin him.
Not my concern.
Not your
You
concern.
got to figure out if you're going to even be in the match.
See, here's the thing. Right now on Tuesday, I'll be there because I was publicly challenged. He said, I'm going to fight you. And if I tuck tail and run, then all of the respect that I keep talking about, don't get it. I might not get it anyway, but if I walk away and I run and hide, I definitely won't get it. And, you know, I feel like the first slap and the first chop and the first kick might hurt a little bit, but eventually it'll get numb, right? So, you know, all I got to do is get through the pain.
Steve,
Yeah.
do you not have self-preservation?
That's a pretty good question.
It depends on the day. I mean, I don't want to die,
Okay.
but I don't want to be a coward either. So I have to wait.
But you're not going to take yourself out of a situation where you might.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I could have, I could have a liaison. If that is me, that's just not right. That is not right. Don't do it.
With Depressy.
We just talked all about this.
This is for me. This is
I don't know what's happening here. Pick any other one except that man. I don't know if I can do that. What is happening here is there's a war between the fattest action figure and an action figure that has cool hair. So I know I can see the writing on the wall. Give me this.
You don't have to put it up. Well, you did it to yourself.
Look at this.
You did it to yourself.
This is what he was playing with.
E Honda, one of the most iconic players in fucking Street Fighter history. And he's worried about how he looks. E Honda, like, quit playing.
I will not be wearing this, for the record.
And now that we're putting that out there, because he did it, this is what I was showing him.
Here-
On no
here's my-
planet is that what's gonna happen. If
here's
I was
my
fighting
thoughts.
Sean Danger, maybe.
Here's my thoughts. Rack, I don't think it's about self-preservation for Steve.
Okay.
It's about
Oh, that would be amazing. Could you imagine?
Steve is
Yeah.
a man,
Imagine.
regardless to how much we talk about him, we crack
Mhm.
jokes on him. Steve is a man. And again, he didn't come looking for this particular fight. The fight was brought to him.
hmm
Imagine, Steve.
And I think
You.
the man inside of him
Imagine.
won't let this won't back down. And Steve made several
And
good
this
points.
is why women have longer lifespans than men.
Maybe true,
right
maybe
here.
true. But then Steve did make a excellent point that everybody seems to forget. He doesn't need to out wrestle Aaron Stone. He doesn't need to be more technical or street savvy. All it takes is 3 seconds. Just 3 seconds.
Okay.
Maybe Aaron
Well-
Stone does something stupid and hits his head on the turn post. If he's knocked loopy, all Steve has to do is cover him for 3 seconds. Maybe Aaron Stone.
Maybe I accidentally elbow Stone in the face
Hey, it could
Maybe a
happen.
knockout helps me
Well,
out.
Hey, well, the ref can't
with
see
my
it.
elbow pad.
Yeah.
The ref can't see it, but I wouldn't be offended. But I'm just saying, 3 seconds. That's all it takes. It's just 3 seconds. So I mean, again, I'm not gonna place any wager this week on who will win. I'm not.
Mhm.
I will be present, of course, as I'm pissed off. If you have not seen my promo,
I have not, so please send it to me.
You're facing the workhorses?
the work bitches, yeah.
Oh man, can you beat a couple of them for me? I hate those bastards.
Oh, they are. If Rion's standing there and me just appearing in his face scared the shit out of him. They don't understand the fire that they lit under me.
So
And not the fire of, oh, I still got wrestling in me. No, you pissed me the fuck off.
like, I was scared because you had on the Michael Myers thing.
Well,
And
I get that.
I turned around, you were in front of me. That's an entire different thing. So I'm like, that's out of context. Like, I get where you're coming from. But that was like you just saying like that wasn't right, is what that was.
If it had been in context, it would have been fine, but it was out of context.
Yes.
But
that's
he
what I was
understood
saying.
He's
what
not
I was
wrong.
I was like,
He
man,
understood. Again,
Okay.
and maybe if it was 3 of them saying something, but there's one.
always Mikey.
Mikey just
It's always Mikey.
So by
should hit
Mikey
harder with a
running
damn bone.
Mikey running his mouth, I'm going to make them 3 bitches run back to their mother, suck on their titties, and wish that they would stay in a fucking cradle. To me, I don't give a fuck about
Okay.
winning. I don't give a fuck about losing. I'm coming to whoop ass. So I'm gonna do something they mamas never did and bring my belt and beat that ass.
He's gonna hit him with a belt. He's gonna hit him with a belt, like Dad should have done.
So this is just in general. I'm just gonna put this out there. On top of those 2 matches,
Like, oh man, this is the best. Cactus is gone.
You walk.
Oh,
Bye, Cactus.
why did Cactus?
Bye, Cactus. Have a good one.
Oh,
Also
come back.
She's
Cactus,
back.
come back.
Cactus back. Ewok be there.
Cactus, what happened?
I lost signal. I got booted out and got a little
Hey.
loading screen.
Look who's going to be at IPW this Sunday.
The Ewok.
Ewok!
Nailed it.
Nail it. I knew Cactus would nail it. So it's going to be a very spirited All Hallows Eve show. If Cactus makes it back from practice, she's coming out with me. Maybe she'll help me get an advantage on the Dream Breaker, who's really just out to embarrass me. And
But what if he doesn't?
what if he doesn't embarrass me?
What if he doesn't?
I feel like it's very unlikely that he won't. He's
But
probably
Steve,
going to
You
just
got to
play.
use.
But Steve,
You
think
have
about,
to use your size advantage.
but even look at it this way. Who's going to be more if you last, and I'm not joking, but I want you to think about this. If you last longer than 5 minutes, who's the joke? He
It's
might beat you, but think about it. Then the IPW locker room now looks at Stone and says, you couldn't beat him under 5 minutes?
Is that going to be a thing?
Don't know.
Is everybody going to want to take a shot at me to see who can beat me the fastest? Is that
No,
a thing?
no, I'm just saying it doesn't hurt you, it hurts him.
No, that's the best part about this, and that's what I said from the beginning. If I get knocked out in 8 seconds, doesn't matter. I was there. I was in the title match.
You stood there and
I'm
you still
good.
got how many main events?
The website, what is it? Cage Match website. If they track IPW, it'll say Steve lost to Aaron Stone in a title match, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The don't act like the IPW locker room isn't talking. So of course, don't think the IPW locker room isn't gonna be peeking around the corner.
They did it the last time you were in a match. Last time you were in a match, they all came out and watched.
They just wanted to see how badly I would die.
No,
One
no.
of the workhorses, so
I
can
came
All
out-
three of those motherfuckers.
just-
There were all
I-
three, and the referee did not help me.
I came out because regardless of alliances and bullshit, you are my friend. So therefore, whether or not anybody else agrees with my decision, I will still be there. Now, Cactus can walk you out and Cactus can stand in your corner, and that's fine. But Cactus can't get in the ring with the skates on. Now she takes them off, totally different. But again, by the time she takes them off, you know.
I don't
I'm
need to be. I don't need to be in the ring. I just need to be strategically placed.
So just know.
That's all.
So put it in this context, Steve. Red, your on again, off again, love-hate relationship will be put away for the main event. And Red, your friend will be standing close by. For if nothing else, I am there to support you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. It means a lot. I'm going to need somebody to carry me in the back after it's over.
You're gonna beat shit out you.
It's fair. Fair. I'm ready.
You're gonna beat shit out you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be amazing to watch.
You're gonna.
I'm saying it as a fan. I'm just.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Well, we've had a great night. We talked about a lot of things. It was a great weekend for all of us. It was a great weekend for the knockouts, as Cactus told us. It was a great weekend for Nightmare on Chicago Street. Great weekend for Chicago Style Wrestling. We have an upcoming weekend. It's going to be great. Red talking about his doings on Saturday with such passion. IPW is going to be crazy on Sunday. A lot of great Halloween activities happening this weekend. Get out and check it out. Next Tuesday, it might be a 3-person power hour if I'm dead. And I hope you guys do the show. If I die, just call my wife and she'll give you the laptop and you can carry on without me. But Cactus Rack lobbied for our guest next week. So Cactus, why don't you make the announcement who's going to be on this program next week? Because without her, this would not have happened. So Cactus, who joins the Power Hour next week when we have guests again?
I'm scared I'm going to butcher her name because I have a migraine. It's Jocelyn Navarro.
Josephine
Navarro. So I saw her at Black Wrestlers Matter at Logan Square Auditorium. She didn't win, but she by far stole the show. We gave her a standing ovation. Red can confirm. I was like up out of my seat at the end. Just yes. I mean, the character, the personality, unbelievable. A great wrestler, but I mean, really just the force of personality alone. You're in for a treat.
So next week we got a hot guest. It's going to be great. On behalf of
first time guest,
which it's going to be good. So like I said, we'll have guests next week. Josephine will be here. We'll talk to her about all the things she is doing right now. We'll recount what happened this weekend. Red will tell us about his benefit. We will talk a little bit about IPW, and then we move into November with other things on the table, such as Rocket Pro, the Knockouts Championship, a lot of stuff happening in November. So we'll talk to Josephine. We'll preview November. The Power Hour's got a lot to talk about every week. That's why it's now the Power 2 hours, sometimes 3. Any final thoughts, kids?
I had a ball Saturday. So again, there's nothing you have to experience it. It's almost like the best way I can put it is Mardi Gras meets a zombie apocalypse. That's the best way I can put it.
That sounds like hell. That sounds like my own personal hell.
I mean, there's other stuff too, but that there's a lot going on there. There is a lot going on there. Like, you know what? I'll tell you one thing that we can go in now. So Aaron Stone got upset because his first match, didn't go the way that he wanted to go. And he came to me directly. He was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this match. I'm so angry right now. I said, why are you angry? I said, there is a man out here throwing toilet paper at a vampire while Spanguli is directly in front of us in the next hallway. What the fuck are you pissed off about? There is a critters ball over here on the side. And there are vampires, sexy vampires, walking through here on the back half, about to come and watch you wrestle. What are you pissed off about? Seriously, there are other people just having a ball. Somehow they found elote. I don't even know where they got elote, but they found it, and it's somewhere traveling around here. On top of everything else, you worried about a match in theory? Take your ass back over to the other side. Enjoy this day for what it is.
That's fantastic that he was disappointed. So all of that disappointment is going to end up on my ass on Sunday.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will share the Russian blue.
Waiting for it to go. I was waiting for it. Thought you was about to take off.
Why?
I thought you were about to take off.
I mean, I've had to pee for 2 hours. So I'm out.
Oh my God.
But and if you have given birth, you're a person that has given birth. You know how hard that is to do, which I don't think any of the 3 of you have given birth. It's really difficult. And like I feel like I make myself less attractive every time I open my mouth. But so Rian, you're on your way to being the gorgeous one here. I will send you the Russian blue and the Sedusa, and maybe we can open it up to the Power Hour audience. Okay. If they think I should be Sedusa, if I should be Russian blue, if I should hang up my skates for good.
That is not even on the table. Blasphemy.
That's only because she has to pee. That's why she's saying.
Okay.
The only reason why.
Okay, but for real, I have to pee. So everybody have a great night. It was a lot of fun. Let's build in some bathroom breaks for me. Mwah, 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 mwah. Say goodnight to my doggy Bruce.
Good
Say
night, Bruce.
Brucey.
Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
Bye.
All right, Cactus Rack going to the bathroom, taking Bruce with her. All right, Urban Sensation, the real deal. I'm Steve. We'll see you next Tuesday night.
What is happening here?
What is going on?
I don't know. I was like, what the hell? Smartphone do what I want.
Smartphone, do what it want. Good night, everybody. We will see you next week with Josephine Navarro on the Power Hour. Come out to IPW. Go see Red. Red, where you at?
Lake Station, Indiana.
Lake Station.
LOW.
LOW, League of Wrestling.
League of Wrestler. Go see Red. Go see Red. Go see Red. Come see IPW. We will talk to you on Tuesday. Good night, everybody.